Yes, Mataji. Okay,
Okay.
will start, Mataji.
Okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Okay.
Hare Krishna
Om.
Mataji. It is second chapter.
Sorry, second chapter.
Yeah,
I beg your
yes.
pardon. Okay, so BG 2.1, yeah?
Yes.
2.1. Okay. Sorry. Oh. Right. Okay. There we go. Can you see that?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm
So
reading
here,
from book.
Mataji, so if you just if you go to the advanced view and then keep open only verse and the translations.
Okay. Advanced view.
Yes, if you go a little bit up,
Yeah.
there if you see the default view on the right,
Yeah.
click that, and yeah, advanced view, and
Okay.
uncheck the synonyms and purports, please.
Uncheck the synonyms and
Purport.
purport.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay. So Mataji, whenever you're ready.
Okay. May I start, Mataji?
Yes, please. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Sanjaya Vacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Avistam Asrupurnakula Icham Visadantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana.
Translation. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words.
Sri Bhagwan Vacha Kritastam Kamala Kasmalamidam Visame Samupastitam Anaryadusta Avadsargam Kirti Kara Arjuna.
Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. Infamy.
Klebeyam Smagama Partha Naitat Toyi Upapadate Sudram Hridaya Daurvalyam Tyakto Utista Parantapa.
Translation. O son of Pratha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy.
Arjuna Vacha Katham Vismamaham Sankhe Drona Cha Madhusudana Isubiha Pratiyotsyami Pujaramba Arisudana.
Translation. Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counteract with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship?
Guru Nahatto hi Mahanubavan Sayo Bhoktam Vecham Pihaloki Hatvatha Kamastu Guruni Haiva Bhunjiya Bhogan Rudira Pradidhan.
Translation. It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood.
न चैदर्विदमकरणान्न गरियो यद्वा जयं यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानि बहत्तो न जिजीविषाम् स्ते अस्थितः प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्रा.
Translation. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहता स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वं धर्मसम्मूढचेतः यस्य यः सन्निशितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यास्त्यहं सदिमां त्वं प्रपन्नम्.
Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
नहि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यत यत्शोकम् उत्शोषणम् इन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमौ असपन्नं सिद्धिं राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्.
I can find no means to drive away this grief which is dying which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven.
एवमुक्त ऋषिकेशं गूढकेशा परन्तपः न योत्स्या इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तृष्णें बभूवः.
Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent.
तमुवाच ऋषिकेशा प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनायोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचा.
O descendant of Bharata, At the time of at that time, Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna.
श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वाशोचास्त्वं प्रज्ञवादं सभाससे गतासु न गतासु स नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead.
न त्वय्वाहं जातु नाशं न त्वं नेमि जनाधिपा न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be.
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिर्धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति.
As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change.
मात्र स्पर्शस्तु कौन्तेय सुषितोष्णसुखदुःखदा आगमापायितं मां तितिक्षस्व भारत.
And Krishna.
O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O son of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed.
यं हि न व्यथायन्ति ये ते पुरुषं पुरुषर्व दुःख समा दुःख सुखं धीरं सो अमृतत्वय कल्पते.
O best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation.
न सतो विद्यते भावो न भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोऽपि दुष्टो अनयो स तत्त्वदर्शिभिः.
Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both.
अविनाशी तु तद्विधि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशामाव्ययस्यस्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति.
That which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. Indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul.
अन्तवन्त इमे देहा नित्यस्युक्ताः शरीरिणः अनाशिना अप्रमेयस्य तस्मात् युद्धस्य भारत.
The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata.
ये येनं वेत्ति हन्तारं यस्यैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते.
Neither he who thinks the living entity, the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. For the self slays not, nor is slain.
न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूतो भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः अशाश्वतो अयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे.
For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain.
वेदविनाशिनं नित्यं ययानमजमव्ययं कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ कं घातयति हन्तिकम्.
O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill?
वासंसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान्यानि संयति नवानि देहि.
As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones.
नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावका न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुता.
The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind.
अच्छेद्या अयम् अद्यय अयम् अक्लेद्या अशोच्य इव च नित्यः सर्वगतः ईशानोर्चलो अयं सनातना.
This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Gaurangi Mataji and Prabhavati Mataji. That was so beautiful and very powerful as well. These lovely instructions that Lord gave to Arjuna. So beautifully read. Thank you for the Sanskrit and the English, and very well synchronized together as well. Thank you. So we're going to move on to the japa meditation. So I'm just going to put that on. So if you can all please pick up your japa beads. Okay, so
Hare Krishna Mataji, are you sharing the screen?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
RadhaSevika Mataji. Okay, so can we request any devotees do the Panchatattva mantra 3 times before while RadhaSevika Mataji is starting out to share the screen?
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, everyone. Just please carry on chanting if you haven't done your 108 in the background. But like we can all of us, if we can say the Chaitanya Charitamrita mantra. So Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, Hare Krishna. So those of you that want to continue chanting in the background, you're more than welcome. So we need 2 volunteers for the kirtan today, please. So Sridhar Prabhu and Hemlata Mataji, would you be kind enough, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, it's okay, Mataji. I'll do.
You'll do? Thank you. So
And
Mataji, you've been initiated now, yeah?
no, Mataji.
Okay, so we're waiting for you. Okay, so Hema Mataji and Sridhar Prabhu. So Hema Mataji, would you like to lead? And Sridhar Prabhu, can you kindly follow, please?
Mataji, yeah.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
whenever you're ready.
Yeah, Mataji, do you mind sharing Radhe Jai Jai Madhav Dete? It's okay, Prabhu, na Siddhar Prabhu?
Yeah,
Yes,
of
Mataji.
course.
Yeah.
Yes, that's lovely. Yes, I will do that. Jaya Radhe.
Radhe Jai Madhav Dete.
Jaya Radhe Madhava Dahi. Yeah. Okay, just a moment. Right. So I'm just going to put it on. Okay.
Yeah,
Can you
okay.
see that, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Hare Krishna. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhav Daite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhav Daite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
गोकुल तारुणी मंडल महिते.
गोकुल तारुणी मंडल महिते.
गोकुल तारुणी मंडल महिते.
गोकुलतारुणी मण्डलमहिते
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
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 दामोदर राती वर्धन वेशे हरि
दामोदर सॉरी माता जी
यस प्रभु कैरी ऑन प्रभु
दामोदर राती वर्धन वेशे
दामोदर राती वर्धन वेशे
दामोदर राती वर्धन वेशे
हरि निष्कुट वृंदा विपिनेशे
हरि निष्कुत वृंदा विपिनेशे
हरि निष्कुट वृंदावन वेशे
हरि निष्कुत वृंदा विपिनेशे
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
ओ राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
वृषभनुदादि नव सखिले वृषभनुदादि नव शशिलेखे
वृषभानुधाति नव शशिलेखे
वृषभनुदादि नव शशिलेखे
वृषभानुधाति नव शशिलेखे
ललिता सखी गुण रमित विशाखे
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 राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
ओ राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
करुणा कुरुमयि करुणवरिते
करुणा कुरुमयि करुणा भरिते
करुणा कुरुमयि करुणवरिते
करुणा कुरुमयि करुणा भरिते
सनक सनातन वर्णत चरिते
शनक सनातन वर्णित चरिते
सनक सनातन वर्णित चरिते
शनक सनातन वर्णित चरिते
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
ओ राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
राधे जय जय माधव दयिते
गोकुल दारो मंडल महिते
गोकुल तारुणी मंडल महिते
गोकुल दारुणी मंडल महिते
गोकुल तारुणी मंडल महिते
ओ राधे जय जय माधव दैते
ओ राधे जय जय माधव दहिते
ओ राधे जय जय माधव दैते
ओ राधे जय जय माधव दहिते
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय राधा गोकुल नंद राधा गोकुल नंद राधा गोकुल नंद श्री राधे
जय राधा गोकुलानंत राधा गोकुलानंत श्री राधे
जय सीता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान
जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान
जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधे
जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय श्री राधा माधव।
जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा।
जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा।
जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय।
जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय।
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव।
जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव।
हरे कृष्णा। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
जय।
Very, very
हरि बोल।
beautifully. Haribol. That was very, very beautiful, both of you. That was amazing. We really felt that, and so much devotion. Thank you so much, both of you.
हरि बोल माता जी।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna. Thank you.
so now we're going to move on to the Guru Vandana prayers, and I'm going to sing them. Can everybody see Srila Prabhupada, or has the... Can you see Srila Prabhupada? No. Okay, hold on. Stop sharing this one. Sorry, I'm just getting used to the screen share. And Guru Vandana. Right. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Bandhu Mui Savadhana Mate. Bandhu Mui Sarvadhana Mate. Chahar Prasade Bhai E Bhava Toriya Jai. Jahar Prasade Bhai E Bhava Toriya Jai. Krishna Prapti Hoy Jahan Hoyte. Krishna Prapti Hoy Jahan Hoyte. Guru Mukha Padma Vyakhe Chitte Koriya Khyaye Anar Kariyo Manayasa. Shri Guru Charana Rati Aise Utama Gati Je Prasade Purva Sarva Asa. चक्कु दानो दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो. दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो. प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय जहाँ रचरितो. श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनारा बंधु लोकेनाथ लोके राजीवाना. हाँ प्रभु करो दया देहु मोरे पद छाया. एबे जैसा गुशुक त्रिभुवाना. शीला प्रभुपाद लैलो शरणा. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा 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 हरे हरे. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Lokanath Loke Rajivana Ha ha Prabhu Karo Daya Deho More Pad Chaya Ebe Jasa Gushuk Tribhuvana Srila Prabhupada Loilo Sharana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Very beautiful, Mataji.
Sorry for the rush. I'm just a little bit nervous with all the IT. Okay, so next we have, I think it's Hemlata Mataji again with the, let me just check, sorry. I'm not as organized as Amol Prabhu. Okay, so we have Mangla Charan by Hemlata Mataji and then Prem Dhwani prayers. If Mrida Sachi Mataji, would you be kind enough to the Prem Dhwani prayers after the Mangla Charan?
Mataji.
Thank you. I'll put them up. And then, Asha Mataji, would you be kind enough to do the invocation prayers? So,
Yes, ma'am. You can try.
okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll start with Hemlata Mataji with the Mangalacharan prayers. I'll just put them up. Just find them. Where are they?
It's okay, Mataji. I have.
You know them, yeah? Okay, I'll try and find. Oh, I have them as well. There we go. I've kind of saved them all, but I just, can you see them?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
ॐ अज्ञानितिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलम् श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखावितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Hemlata Mataji. That was very, very devotional. Thank you so much. Okay, and I'm going to put the Prem Dhvani prayers up. I hope you'll be able to see them. So, Mrida Sachi Mataji, I'll just put them up for you. Let's find them. There we go. Okay.
जय ओम विष्णुपदा परमहंसं परिवीक्ष्य आचार्य अस्तुतं शास्त्र श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
जय
जय ओम विष्णुपदा परमहंसं परिवीक्ष्य आचार्य अस्तुतं श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
Jai.
जय
नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की
Jai.
जय
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
Jai.
जय
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
Jai.
जय
वृंदावन धाम की
Jai.
जय
मथुरा धाम की
Jai.
जय
नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की
Jai.
जय
जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
Jai.
जय
गंगा माई की
Jai.
जय
यमुना माई की
Jai.
जय
तुलसी देवी की
Jai.
जय
भक्ति देवी की
Jai.
जय
समवेत भक्त वृंद की
Jai.
जय
गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल
all glories to assembled devotees
Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्णा
all glories to assembled devotees
Hare
हरे
Hare
Krishna.
कृष्णा
all glories to assembled devotees
Hare
हरे
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai.
हरे हरे
Hare
बोल
Hare
Oh,
Bol.
thank you so much, Mataji. Very enthusiastic. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you. So, Asha Mataji, if you could be kind enough to do the invocation.
Is it Om Namo Bhagavate Mataji?
Yes, please. Yeah. And then we will do the Chaitanya Charitamrita one. But yes, if we can start with Om Namo Bhagavate.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you so much, Mataji. So, Sridhar Prabhu, is Mataji there? Is she there?
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, she's there. Oh, I was just going to ask if she'd be kind enough to do the Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. She had the Chaitanya Charitamrita prayers at the beginning, if she knows them.
No, she
Jaya
don't know.
Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nitya, that one.
No.
Can you share the screen then? It is a long prayer or just the one?
No, it's just the names of the 5. Oh, I think Prabhu's sharing them. It's okay. He's okay. There's a different one. That's fine. Okay, Mataji, we'll do that next week. Okay, don't worry. Okay, let me just go back to it. Otherwise, I'm gonna right. So, okay, so Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Right, so we're going to be continuing. Thank you so much, Amol Prabhu, for sharing this. Oh, it's gone. The invocation prayers for Chaitanya Charitamrita. I think.
Do you want me to share?
Yes, please share them. Yes, so then at least we can go through them today once, and then we can get familiar with them, and then hopefully every week we can recite these before we go into the scripture. So So Mataji, would you be kind enough to if we both do these together to start with?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Okay, so would you like to do the Sanskrit and I'll do the English?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Vande Gurunisha Bhaktan Isham Ishavatarakan Tat Prakashamscha Tatchati Krishna Chaitanya Samyakam.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord and the Lord's incarnations, his plenary portions, his energies, and the primeval Lord himself, Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanandau Sahoditau Gaudodaye Pushpavanantau Chitrau Shandau Tamonudau.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the Lord and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all.
Yadadvaitam Brahmopanishadi tadapi asya tanuba ya atmantaryami purusha iti sosyamsha vibhavaha shadaishvarya hi purno yahiha Bhagavan sasvayamayam na chaitanyat krishna jagati paratatvam paramiha.
What the Upanishads describe as the impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body, and the Lord, known as the Supersoul, is but his localized plenary portion. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, full with 6 opulences. He is the absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him.
I'm going to try with another tune. Sorry, it's not coming properly.
It's beautiful, Mataji. Carry on.
Anarpita charim chirat kauranya vatirna kalau samarpayitum unnatojvala rasam svabhakti shriyam hari purata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipitaha sada hridaye kandare spuratau va sachinandanaha.
May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service and the mellow of conjugal love.
Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritiralādini Shaktirasmād Ekātmānav Abhibhuvi Pura Deha Bedam Gatautau Chaitanyakyam Prakatam Aduna Tadvayam Chaikyam Aptam Radha Bhavadyuti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam.
The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. Now, these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself.
Shri Radhayah Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadhyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Va Madiyah Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavatah Kidrisham Veti Lobhat Tad Bhavadyutyah Samjani Sachigarbha Sindhavarina Harindo.
Desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachidevi as the moon appeared from the ocean.
Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam.
I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is non-different from his features as a devotee, devotional incarnation, devotional manifestation, pure devotee, and devotional energy.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Glory to Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda, glory to Advaita Chandra, and glory to all the devotees of Sri Gaura, Lord Chaitanya.
Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradvishe Namaha.
O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you.
Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopasa Pangastra Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Sumedasaha.
In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions.
Suvarnavarno Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi Sanyasa Krit Chamaha Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayanaha.
His bodily hue is golden, and his whole body is like molten gold. Every part of his body is very beautifully constructed and smeared with sandalwood pulp. Accepting the renounced order, the Lord is always equiposed. He is firmly fixed in his mission of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and he is firmly situated in his dualistic conclusion and in his peace.
Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayaheti girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead has the form of Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, transcendental bliss, knowledge, and eternity. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him who turns the dumb into eloquent speakers and enables the lame to cross mountains. Such is the mercy of the Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji, that was so beautiful. Thank you. I know I put you on the spot, but I knew you was going to do it. Hare Krishna.
I don't know. I never did this before, but now I.
Thank you so much. I think we all know you can do it. Okay, so
Thank you, Mataji, for the opportunity.
you did it beautifully. Okay, so we are gonna go into the reading. So obviously you all have been reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita. At least you've started it and you're on the introduction. Debashish Prabhu, are you there? Is he there?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So I'm going to just share the screen. Would you be kind enough to read the first paragraph? I'll show you from where.
Yeah, I'll try, Mataji. I'm on the phone, that's why.
You're on your phone.
Yeah, it's very small. Yeah,
is it very
try.
small? Okay, yeah, okay. Krishna will give you. He always does. Okay, hold on. Right. Okay, so it's if we can read from Balram, who is I think you must have read that last bit. So I think we were near this bit, although to himself into so many forms, if I just highlight it. So you were here, but if you could just read that whole paragraph, just so that it will recap from where you left off last week.
Sorry.
So Balram, so if you start from here.
From the Balaram.
Yeah.
Balaram, who is the origin of Mahavishnu, Krishna's first expansions, is Balaram, a portion of whom is manifested as Shankarshana, who then expanded as Pradrumna. In this way, so many expansions takes place. Although there are many expansions, Lord Krishna is the origin, as confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. He is like original candle from which many thousands and millions of candles are lit. Although any number of candles can be lit, the original candle is still retain its identity as the origin. In this way, Krishna expands himself into so many forms, and all these expansions are called Vishnu Tattva. Vishnu is a large light, and we are small lights, but all are expansions of Krishna. Hari Bol Mataji.
Hare Krishna, beautiful. Thank you so much, Prabhu. That was really nice. Is Mataji there? Would she like to read the next one?
Yes, she said.
Okay. Mampi Mataji, yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So when it is
yes,
yeah.
Thank you. When it is necessary to create the material universes, Vishnu expands himself as Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu lies down in the casual ocean and breathes all the universes from his nostrils. Thus, from Mahavishnu and the casual ocean spring all the universes, and all these universes, including ours, float in the casual ocean. In this regard, there is the story of Vamana, who, when he took 3 steps, stuck his foot through the covering of this universe. Water from the casual ocean flowed through the hole that his foot made, and it is said that water became the river Ganges. Therefore, the Ganges is accepted as the most sacred water of Vishnu and is worshipped by all Hindus, from the Himalayas down to the Bay of Bengal.
Beautiful, Mataji. Would you be kind enough to carry on reading the next one?
Yes, Mataji. Mahavishnu is actually an expansion of Balarama, who is Krishna's first expansion, and in the Vrindavana pastimes, his brother. In the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, the word Rama refers to Balarama. Since Lord Nityananda is Balarama, Rama also refers to Lord Nityananda. Thus, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama addresses not only Krishna and Balarama, but Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda as well.
Thank you so much, Mampi Mataji. Beautifully read. Thank you. Amok Prabhu, would you be kind enough to continue?
The subject matter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita primarily deals with what is beyond this material creation. The cosmic material expansion is called Maya, illusion, because it has no eternal existence, because it is sometimes manifested and sometimes not. It is regarded as illusory, but beyond this temporary manifestation is a higher nature, as indicated in the Bhagavad Gita 8.20. परस्तस्मास्तु भावोऽन्यो व्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु न स्यात्सु न विनश्यति. Yet there is another unmanifested nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. The material world has a manifested state, Vyakta, and a potential unmanifested state, Avyakta. The supreme nature is beyond both the manifested and the unmanifested material nature. The superior nature can be understood as the living force, which is present in the bodies of all living creatures. The body itself is composed of inferior nature, matter, but it is the superior nature that is moving the body. The symptom of that superior nature is consciousness. Thus, in the spiritual world where everything is composed of the superior nature, everything is conscious. In the material world, there are inanimate objects that are not conscious. But in the spiritual world, nothing is inanimate. There a table is conscious, and the land is conscious. The trees are conscious. Everything is consciousness.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So do we carry on or shall we speak? Can we carry on reading a little bit longer?
I think we can reflect on those verses.
We can reflect on these.
I mean, those texts, yes, please.
Right. So if we just remember for next week, we're leaving it at everything is consciousness. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for reading. So let's go back. So it's a really amazing explanation here, and of course we get to glorify the lovely Lord Balram. So as in this introduction, as Srila Prabhupada is saying, so Krishna is, if he's the original, so but Lord Balram is exactly like him. However, just like you have an original candle which lights another candle, Lord Krishna lights the, Lord Balram comes from, he's an expansion of him, so he's exactly the same as Krishna, but Krishna is so kind that he gives every single living entity, and obviously straight from that beginning he gives them a separate identity. So Lord Balram has his own personality, just like Krishna has his personality, his swarup, his leelas. In the same way, Krishna is so kind that his expansion, although he is identical to him, Lord Balram has his own personality, his own leela, his own swarup. So although identical, Krishna does give his expansions their own personality. And as we can see, even in living entities, no two people are the same. Even if you have a father and a son, the father will have a different personality, the son will have a different personality, although the son comes from the father. or if you have two brothers, and you know, I know some of you have like two like children, so none of your children will be the same. Every child is different. So even if they come from the same two parents, the children all have their different identities. Obviously for jivas, their souls are coming from somewhere that are different. However, even the Lord, so he's very kind, he will give. And this is why it's so important that we are personalists and not impersonalists, because Krishna has his personality just like we do. So if we have a personality, if you know, if I like certain things, my nature is a certain way, and then you know, everybody here in the group, everybody has their own personality, everyone has their own nature. In the same way, Krishna has his own personality, um, and and therefore we are so lucky that we're personalists, because then we can relate to Krishna in a personal way, in the way he likes, and we can relate to Lord Balram in the way he likes. So we know that, you know, even the color complexion of the two brothers is different. The way, you know, the clothing they wear, the colors they like, the way they decorate themselves, their leelas, their pastimes. Lord Balram kills certain demons, Krishna kills other demons. So it's they're the same but different. And this is the beauty of the Lord, that he gives everybody their own individual personality. And that's why it's so important that we all realize that there is only one of us. And you know, when sometimes people say, oh well, Krishna's God, you know, everybody's his devotee, he doesn't need, you know, my love, or he doesn't need my prayers, or he doesn't need my devotion or my service, or it's not true. Because for Krishna, every single person matters, because we're all part and parcel of him. So Krishna is so kind and he's so merciful that, you know, each and every single person, every living entity has a special place in his heart, because we are part and parcel of him. And when we connect to him via chanting or reading or associating with other devotees through service, in that way we can connect with him. And you know, they say that even he's, you know, the whole of Lord, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's a love letter. It's Krishna is coming down as Lord Chaitanya, literally in the form of Srimati Radharani, in her mood, to give us a love letter, to, you know, invite us back into the spiritual world where we belong, or at least that, you know, we begin the process of connecting back to him, which is like the forgotten place, you know. So that, you know, he's more eager. He's, you know, this Chaitanya Charitamrita is it's a message. It's literally for each and every single one of us. It's not like it's for one person, it's not for another. It's for us to just literally love our Lord, because he loves us so much. And he's giving us Chaitanya Charitamrita because he's in the mood of his most dearest devotee, because he wants us to understand what it's like to love him and to be part of him. So Balram is his Krishna's first expansion, so is the same as but yet different too. And then from there we have the other expansions of Mahavishnu, and then Sankarshana, and who then expands as Pradumna. So obviously creation this is about creation, and in Brahma Samhita we always, you know, we understand that Krishna is the source of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna is the source, he's the origin of every single thing. So everything originates from the Lord. So he's, like they says, the original candle, and then so many candles are lit. So if we understand that we are lit somewhere from that candle of Krishna, then we just know that we equally have the divinity of Krishna. Obviously we're not the same as him, but we still have his divinity, and therefore that is the divinity that we want to bring out within from us, so that we don't go into the lower states, but we stay within that level of divinity, and we can please Krishna in that way, because it's like the fire, isn't it? It's like we want to become purer and purer, so we are close to that thing as much as possible. So so Krishna expands himself in many forms, and all these forms are called Vishnu Tattva. So recently, not recently, but last year, I heard, I was at a Gatha, and I heard that even Srimati Radharani, you know, we say that she's Shakti, but she's also, even that Shakti is still Vishnu Tattva. Because Krishna and Radharani is the same, she's also Vishnu Tattva. So every single thing is Vishnu Tattva. And you know, like there, so if Krishna is the large light, then all the small lights are the expansions of Krishna. So when it's necessary to create, so we know how, you know, the creation, so Vishnu, Lord Vishnu expands himself as Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu lies down in the causal ocean and breathes all the universes from his nostrils. So we've all seen that picture where there's lots of little bubbles, and inside the bubbles there's a Vishnu, and within that Vishnu there's a navel with Lord Brahma, and Lakshmi Devi is there also. So you know, everything, this is coming out of the pores. Like, we can't really imagine that all of us are in a bubble, and this universe, our universe, is also in a bubble, and it has you know, Mahavishnu is there. So everything is coming from the Lord. And just, you know, they say that just as he sweats or he breathes, you know, a universe is created and is formed. And you know, even scientists you know, have known that we don't, there's so many things we don't know, and especially science, it doesn't know everything. But we, through these scriptures, we're able to understand, and through our guru, sadhu, shastras, through all the rishi, you know, all our parampara, we're able to get some grasp of the fact that this is what it's really like. And science will more or less, you know, eventually find that this is true. So here it's also explained that Vamanadev, so he came, and when he took his 3 steps, so there was Bali Maharaj, who was the king of the demons, and Vaman Dev went to him, and Bali Maharaj, you know, Vaman Dev went as a brahmana, a very short, small, cute brahmana. And Bali Maharaj, in his yagya, he said, he asked Vaman Dev what he would like. And Vaman Dev said that, so Bali Maharaj is Parikshit Maharaj's grandson. So he's you know, he's got that goodness that Parikshit Maharaj has in him also. And because Bali Maharaj is obviously becoming so big in his world, so this was like a test from Vaman Dev, that he then said to him that all I want from you is 3 steps of land. And Bali Maharaj was like, no, you know, ask for something more. I can give you more. You know, I'm very powerful. I'm very, and Vaman Dev said, no, that's fine. I'm happy with that. And then Bali Maharaj obviously said, as you wish. And then obviously Vaman Dev, being Vaman Dev, you know, he expanded himself, and with his first step he took over all the earthly planets, and with the second step he took over all the heavenly planets. And as we know, the third step, obviously at this point Bali Maharaj is like, oh my god, like, you know, this is the Lord of the universe. And even though, like, Vaman Dev's guru Maharaj, who is Sukracharya, who's the guru for the demons, he said to him, look, this, you know, this is a nifty fella kind of thing. This is the Lord himself. And then obviously Bali Maharaj was still like, no, that's fine. You know, if he's the Lord, then my guru should be taking me to my Lord. So obviously at that point, and something we can interpret from that is that if our guru doesn't take us to Krishna, then like Sukracharya, he was, you know, he was if Lord comes to us at that point, you know, we want to surrender everything to him, so we shouldn't really hold back. And so, you know, the role of the guru is to take the disciple to Krishna. So just like Krishna helped us to find a guru, in the same manner, the role of the guru is to take the disciple back to Krishna. So therefore, really, I think, this is my personal opinion, that Sukracharya should have said, look, this is the Lord, obviously, just like surrender yourself. But he didn't. He you know, Sukracharya was also thinking about his disciple, which is obviously very kind of him, and saying, well, you know, he's going to take everything basically. However, Bali Maharaj, being, you know, a descendant from Parikshit Maharaj, sorry, not Parikshit Maharaj, I beg your pardon, Prahlad Maharaj, from Prahlad Maharaj, he actually he said, no, this is the Lord standing in front of me. It doesn't matter who this person is, if it's the Lord, if it's somebody else, but, you know, I've given my word, and if it's the Lord, it's only glorious for me that the Lord's come to ask me. So we can see these great qualities in Bali Maharaj, and at the point when Lord is standing in front of him, he then offers his ego and his head as the place where Lord can put his third step, because Lord, in 2 steps, he'd taken over everything anyway. So he needed a third step. And at that point, Bali Maharaj surrendered and said, Lord, you know, I'm sorry, you know, that you can put your lotus foot on my head, and kind of crush my ego. And so we can, the humility of Bali Maharaj is so prevalent there. And obviously Lord is very, very pleased with him, that he also becomes his doorman for a while, before Lakshmi Devi steals him away again. So again, that's just the story of Vaman Dev. And during this process, he struck his foot through the covering of this universe, and from there, so that's why we say that the Ganga comes from the lotus feet of the Lord and flows into our universe. So again, you know, she comes down from the heavens, and then she comes down, and then she's obviously residing in the jata of Lord Shiva, and then she comes onto this earth as this celestial river to purify and to give, you know, to liberate all the fallen souls. So she comes into this beautiful universe, and then obviously we hear the story of Lord Ramachandra's you know, some great grandfather who brought her down into our Bharat Varsha, and to save to liberate the souls. So whether they were in hell or wherever they were suffering, the fact that she was brought here. So obviously we know that lots of people take the ashes into and put them in the Ganges for that final stage of moksha. So she liberates everybody, she purifies everybody. But it's said that even more purifying than the Ganga is the Srimad Bhagavatam. So obviously we're so fortunate that every single day all of us gather, as you know, as much as possible, to hear these glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. And so many thanks to, you know, Amol Prabhu, that he's doing this every day, because every day we get to hear this nectar. And you know, sometimes you know, we have to just appreciate what we've been given here. We've been given the topmost nectar. If we have taken birth as a human being, it's going to be successful when we connect with Srimad Bhagavatam, because you know, Srimad Bhagavatam is the law books for us. It's got every single thing that we need to know in this universe, and it's got these beautiful descriptions of the Leelas of the Lord, and it's the only thing that really can bring happiness. So, you know, it says even more purifying than the Ganga is listening and speaking the Srimad Bhagavatam. So again, we are very fortunate in this way. And and obviously the glories of Ganga are as beautiful as ever. So we know that she comes. She's the most sacred water of Vishnu, and she's worshipped, by all Hindus, from the Himalayas down to the Bay of Bengal. So the Himalayas, there's it's called Gomukh, I think. Starts right from the Himalayas. There's little bits, and the water, I think I've been there. So the water is so pure there that we can't even imagine. It's like in the sky, there's lots of clouds. We don't even kind of know we're in this. It's a different world altogether. And there's the water's very, very beautiful. It's very, very pure there. And then the flow of the Ganga, like we know that it comes through the layers, through like Rishikesh, and then it goes further down, and then the Bay of Bengal. Obviously Mayapur, those of us that have been, then the beautiful river comes all the way to Mayapur, and then obviously we know that that is the place that that Advaitacharya Prabhu performed his beautiful prayers, inviting Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come and to descend down back onto earth just over 500 years ago, because Kali Yuga had struck and nobody was following the Shastras. There was, Kali Yuga was really beginning to fester more and more and more. And through these beautiful prayers of Advaitacharya in that area where the Ganga is, worshipping his shaligram with Ganga and Tulsi, and being pleased with his prayers, the Lord decided to descend. So, this whole Ganga, she appears in all the pastimes. She's in Ramayan, in Krishna Leela, in Chaitanya Leela. So she is the most sacred river. And they say Ganga and Yamuna are the same as well. So when she gets even sweeter, she's Yamuna as well. So this is talking about this beautiful descending down of the Ganga, and she's here to liberate all of us and to purify us. But even more than that is the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Mahavishnu is actually an expansion of Balram. So everything we see is actually an expansion of Balram, who is Krishna's first expansion, and in the Vrindavan pastimes, his brother. So in the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The word Rama actually refers to Lord Balram, and that means the reservoir of all pleasure. So, when we speak of Lord Balram, when his appearance days come, when we totally focus on him, when we think of his beautiful leelas, there is nothing but happiness. And they say that even to enter, he is actually, they say that to enter Vrindavan, we actually need the permission of Srimati Radharani and Lord Balram, because he is actually the he's the king, he's the actual person that we need to go to get entry into Vrindavan, just like we have to go to Lord Shiva, just like we have to go to Srimati Radharani. Lord Balram is, he gives us entry into Vrindavan. He's very merciful, and he's we seek his blessings first. Guru first enters our heart. He's a representation of Guru. He's the Param Guru, and anybody, every guru that we see in the world, whether they're from ISKCON or somewhere else, any real guru will have some connection to Lord Balram. If they don't, they're probably not a guru, or they've kind of forgotten, but most people will connect to him as the Guru Tattva, and the knowledge is received from him. He's very, very dear to Krishna, and he is in all, he represents all the forms of like Madhurya, Sakhya, Dasya, Vatsalya, Shantaras, all the rasas. Lord Balram he's the servitor Lord. So he wants to serve Lord. And in every rasa, he is able to serve the Lord. So, he's Krishna's elder brother, and therefore he's also has this kind of parental role, and he's always looking after Krishna when they go to herd the cows and when they're in their pastimes. And Lord Balram wanted that role specifically because in his role as Lakshman in Ramayan, he had to always listen to the Lord, and because Lord Ram was elder to him, and he wasn't able to, and he thought he obviously, because of his personality, because Lord gives him that person, he's able to have his own personality. He wanted to be able to protect the Lord, and not just take instruction from him. And so therefore he is his elder brother in Krishna Lila. He also, as Nityananda Prabhu, he is the most merciful Lord. And they say that to enter the Leelas, we have to take shelter of Lord Nityananda, because he is giving us mercy all the time. He is the sweetest Lord. So he, in Chaitanya Leela, he appears in Ekachakra, which is about 8 hours away from Mayapur, and his Leela, he even from his birth, he used to act out the Ramayana, and he used to, one day he would fall unconscious because Indrajit, in the Ram, he's just done his nags, the thing where the snake wraps around him, and where he's under this, he becomes unconscious twice. So whilst he's playing these roles, he becomes unconscious, even as a little boy as Nityananda in Ekachakra, and he displays all these qualities of ecstasy and all these qualities that are like supreme. So he's very, very merciful, even more than Lord Chaitanya. He's here to deliver the most fallen souls, and we can see his mercy in especially our gurus, like especially Srila Prabhupada. Like he came to the West, the most fallen people, and that includes me. He's here, and he's come to deliver the most fallen. So we can only understand his mercy, because it's easy to give mercy to someone in India, say for example, that's following everything, because they're already devoted, they're already in that system. But to give it to fallen people is very difficult, because sometimes they don't accept. But it's Lord Nityananda's mercy is flowing, and therefore even the most fallen people, obviously we hear of Jagais and Madais, and now in this day and age, people are even probably worse than Jagai and Madai. But still, the Lord's holy name is there for everyone. And Nityananda Prabhu actually stopped Lord Chaitanya from striking Jagai and Madai, because he said, look, in this incarnation, Lord, you wasn't going to hurt anybody. We're just going to deliver with love and with the holy name. And therefore, these two were saved. And that is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He doesn't pick up any weapons. Obviously we know in Krishna Leela how many demons he kills. We know in Ram Leela how many demons he kills. We know that in Kalki Avatar he's going to do the same. And we know in some of his other Nashinga Avatar again. So obviously we know in these incarnations of the Lord, he normally kills the demons and makes the devotees happy. But this is Lord Chaitanya's incarnation is so sweet, because he doesn't actually kill anyone. He just delivers everybody with the beautiful holy name and love. And that is the special mercy that we have in Kali Yuga. So even though Kali Yuga is the most degraded age, in this age of Kali, because of Lord Chaitanya, we have the most simplest form to connect with the Lord, and everything, Srila Prabhupada said, 99.9% of everything is chanting. And we have these beautiful names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, which takes us out from the miseries of this material world. And as we say them, it links us to the spiritual world, and everything that we think is material becomes spiritualized because of these holy names of the Lord. They are so powerful. They have the power, like Srila Prabhupada has delivered the whole world with these names. And just the chanting of these names, you know, sometimes we just do it mechanically, but so much benefit is happening just by chanting these names of Lord and his name are non-different. There is no difference between Lord, his Leela, his pastime, anything. Everything is contained in those names. Like Lord Hanuman says, like even more than Lord Ram is Lord Ram's name. Yeah. So all the potency of the Lord appears in these holy names of the Lord. So we all know that Hare means Srimati Radharani, who is the pleasure potency of the Lord, Krishna, who is the all attractive, and Balram, who is the pleasure giving reservoir of pleasure. And all these names, we can see most of us have been chanting for a while now. We can see that our life would, I don't know what our life, maybe that's a discussion we can have after I finish. We can't imagine what our life would be like now without chanting. And if we can just really look back at before we started chanting to when we started chanting and what our life is like now and what our life was then. I mean, just, you know, we've got Radha Ashtami coming up. I mean, if we take shelter of Srimati Radharani, if we take shelter of the spiritual potency of the Lord, we will be engaged in the Lord's service. If, you know, that is so much better than taking shelter of his external potency. Obviously, we live in the, you know, it's not like it's not there, but it's so much better to take shelter of the spiritual potency. As a Jeev Atma, as a marginal potency of the Lord, we can go between, you know, we can go into the spiritual or the material. And it's, maybe we can have a discussion, like I say, about what it's like to be in the spiritual potency of the Lord as opposed to the material potency of the Lord. So obviously through this chanting, we obviously not only addressing Krishna and Lord Balram, but also Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna and Srimati Radharani, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and Lord Nityananda as well, who is Lord Balram. So the subject matter of Chaitanya Charitamrita primarily deals with what is beyond material creation. So exactly that there's a material, but we are going, Chaitanya Charitamrita is like the postgraduate study. It's deeper than the material. We're going into the sweetness, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is very, very sweet. So obviously there's lots of Bengali speakers here, and maybe we have to do this in Bengali because the sweetness actually comes from the Bengali. But the, you know, we're going above when we're talking about Chaitanya Charitamrita, where we've it's like we've read Srimad Bhagavatam, we've passed it, we're going into deep spiritual topics, and therefore the illusion will have no existence, because it is sometimes manifested and sometimes not. So Maya, illusion, is sometimes there, sometimes it's not. Sometimes the material energy, everything within the material world, all goes back into Mahavishnu. And sometimes it is displayed again. So that's temporary. Maya, illusion, material world, material existence is temporary. Point when all creation goes back into the Lord, and then it's, you know, the universes are rebuilt. But that's temporary. But what isn't temporary is the spiritual. And this Chaitanya Charitamrita takes us into something that is much more spiritual, because it's permanent, it's always there. And that's why we have access through these scriptures, through Guru Sadhu Shastra, and through linking to Guru Parampara, we have access to this nectar. So as Amog Prabhu kindly read out, Paras tasmatu bhavo anyo avakto avaktat sanatana yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyasu na vinashati. Yet there is another unmanifested nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. So that spiritual is always there. The material sometimes is manifested, sometimes is unmanifested. So the words avyakta and avyakta. So the supreme nature is beyond. So Krishna's energy, the supreme, the spiritual, is beyond all of this, and is more superior. And that is what this whole process is about, is that we forget taking shelter of the material, but we start attaching ourselves, reattaching ourselves back to the spiritual. The superior nature can be understood as a living force which is present in the body of all living creatures. So as we know, the ABCD of spiritual life is that we are not the body, we are the spirit soul. So you must have, I think you would have read that the Chaitanya Charitamrita means the characteristics, the life force of Lord Chaitanya. In the same way, we all have Chaitanya in us. We all have that living force within us. So that is the bit we can't see, and that's what we refer to as Atma, and that needs connection with the Paramatma. That thing is the same as the Lord. That's what connects, and that's the part. Like, we can have so many different bodies, we can have so many different coverings, but it's the life force. Once the life force leaves the body is nothing, it's material, it's made up of the 5 elements. It will be, it will go back into Mother Nature. But that thing which is real, we have to make sure that we keep connecting it to the main light source, the main candle, which is Krishna. We keep connecting to it. We keep that fire, that intensity real and burning, because that's where we belong. That's what, we want to be the dust on the lotus feet of the lotus feet of the lotus feet of the the gopis in Vrindavan, or we want to be that. That's where we have to take our consciousness from this to that, and we have to keep doing it, because life after life after life, we're suffering, we keep coming back, we keep doing the same nonsense, we keep getting material bodies, but we want to connect back to the Lord, so that therefore we're able to be in his association and the association of his pure devotees. So the symptoms of that superior nature is consciousness. Thus, in the spiritual world, where everything is composed of superior nature, everything is conscious. In the material world, there are inanimate objects and that are not conscious. But in the spiritual world, nothing is inanimate. There, a table is conscious, a land is conscious, the trees are conscious, everything is conscious. So exactly that we have to take our consciousness to the spiritual consciousness, because here we know that if we touch a table, there's no consciousness in it. But if in the spiritual world everything is serving Krishna, so whether there's a table, whether it's a mridanga, whether it's a kartal, even when we're actually playing for the Lord in this world, when we're doing spiritual activity, everything has a consciousness to it. So even, I think there was a message that went round that the mridanga has so many healing properties. It's because it's used in a spiritual way. and it's for the pleasure of the Lord. So anything that's spiritual, anything we spiritualize, therefore is used in the association of the Lord. So at this moment, I'm using my laptop, and at the moment that's spiritual because I'm using it for a spiritual purpose and I'm feeling quite blissful from it. Now, if I use the same laptop to do my boring nonsense teaching work that I do in the week, I don't get no pleasure from it. And for me, that is a very simple example of how something that when we use it for a spiritual purpose gives us joy, brings us happiness. But when we use that same thing for some mundane thing, there is no joy from it. It gives us frustration and it gives us headaches and it makes our eyes bad and it does all this nonsense stuff to us. So that's like, for me, that's a very practical example of just a laptop. So in the same way, in the spiritual world, everything has an identity. The butterfly, obviously they're all living, they're living even in this, but anything, everything, the table, the chair, the mridanga, anything Krishna uses, the peacock feather, every single thing, the trees, the creepers of Vrindavan. So anyone that heard these lovely lectures about the trees of Vrindavan last week, they all have personalities. They all are creepers. They all want that Krishna walks past them. They all want that Krishna comes into our forest today. They all are waiting for Krishna. And some of these trees in Vrindavan are so amazing. I mean, if you go to Bhandirvan, there's the intertwined tree of Radha and Krishna. Obviously Nidhivan's got those branches which all are kind of upside, these trees are amazing because there's no trees like this anywhere in the world. And even all trees, everything there it's all bursting out with Krishna's name. Everything there is living because it has a consciousness. Because it's engaged in thinking about Krishna. It has life. So spiritual world is completely different from anything that's material. So everything has consciousness in the spiritual world. And even in this world, when we engage in spiritual activity, devotional activity, we can feel, if we did like Janmashtami service or any service that we do, we can link to the Lord. We can feel that, quickly we feel the happiness, even if you do a little cooking for the Lord, or like, Janmashtami, the festivals, all the services that we do them because actually nothing is going to make us more happy than serving the Lord. There is nothing more that can bring us more joy than bringing pleasure to the Lord. And if we all engage in service to the Lord, then obviously, clearly, we're trying to do something to please the Lord. And therefore, if we please his senses instead of our own, then naturally through that, he also keeps us happy. So it's an exchange, it's a relationship. And even if he kept us sad, that doesn't matter. But as long as he is the giver of everything. So we should, like a son and a father, like, if the thing about if the son offers even a little sweet to his father, then the father becomes happy. In the same way, we should keep remembering that everything comes from Krishna. Everything belongs to him. And therefore, and he's given us this playground to kind of, play around in. And therefore, if we keep remembering him, then that will bring him joy, because it means that, even though we're on holiday in this material world, we're still remembering where we come from, and we are in touch, and we are in remembrance of that, who we come from. So I'm going to stop there. Hare Krishna. Okay. Right, I'm going to stop there. Are there any questions?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So you were mentioning like Radha Rani is Vishnu Tattva.
Yeah.
I heard something different, like, actually Radha Tattva is in everybody, something like that. I don't know which one is the...
Yeah, I asked the same question.
Confused.
Yeah, I asked this same question.
Yeah.
I asked this same question last year, and that's the answer. Yeah, I mean, she's obviously Shakti. She's the Shakti part of the Lord, and he's Shaktiman, isn't he? So she's the Shakti. He's the Shaktiman. He is who has the Shakti. But ultimately, everything, including her,
Yeah.
is Vishnu Tattva. I asked the same question, and that's the answer I was given. So everything is Vishnu Tattva.
Okay. Is there any reference for that? Like, I mean,
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Radharani is Vishnu Tattvas are Purushas, and Radharani, internal potency, the energy of the Lord, it is a feminine feature. So if you have seen any reference, as Supriya Gopi Mataji was asking.
Yeah. It was just a lecture that I heard, because I asked the same question, like, and it was from a Vrajvasi, so I think they had obviously gone quite deep into the I can't remember quite now that how it came about, but everything. So because yes, she's the feminine, he's the masculine, 100%. It's not that the feminine goes away because of the masculine. I will find a reference for you, and I know that I was exactly same. That's the same question I asked, because I always thought it's two different tattvas. Therefore, when the person said it, the speaker said it, I asked the same question, and they said that yes, there is that difference, 100%. Of course, she's the feminine potency, but the fact that they are one as well, the superior is the Vishnu Tattva. That's what. So I will try and find reference to it somewhere. I don't know. It's just what I heard in a lecture, because I asked the same question.
Also, we used to hear often that Radharani is even superior to Krishna. Many times, and it's really surprised to hear when she is Vishnu Tattva. I mean, she has all the 64 transcendental qualities, and she's expanding directly from Krishna. So I don't know how far. If she's an internal potency, like Prabhu was saying, and
I think it's the mood, isn't it? I think everybody has different moods. Like for us, like Radha Dasyam is higher. Like that's what like our Guru Parampara teaches us. Like even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, it's when Srila Prabhupada asked him, he just said, we are there are those people that are serving Krishna. So they may say everything's Vishnu Tattva, but we are Radha Dasyam. So we say that Srimati Radharani has the higher kind of.
Yeah, I heard from one of the scholar, like in Oxford. He said that like she is a separate tattva than Balaram, and then her tattva is present in everyone. Actually, that's what I heard. I'm not sure. I also don't know the reference exactly, but that's what he mentioned. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Amol or
It's really confusing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that I know everybody. Like sometimes people say like, I think it's also the mood of the person and how they're being like, obviously if you have a very strong affinity to Krishna, the masculine potency, then maybe his bhav is like that. Whereas obviously for us, we know that even as Rupanugas, that we are all following in the footsteps of Srimati Radharani. So
yes.
But yeah, I will try and find the reference. I know the person, so I will ask them, and I'll definitely get back to you on that, because they said that to me, and it was quite elevated. It wasn't like, it was quite an elevated person that said that. So I will.
She is also really like in the topmost. Like she is the only person that she exhibit the Mahabhava. No one can exhibit also. So it's kind of like, oh, yeah. And yeah, she's the bliss potency.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, coming
And
to
then if she comes under the Vishnu Tattva, then basically it becomes like a samvit, like something like that, like Sandhini samvit. And
I think maybe what the person was saying it from the perspective is that they are one, because I was exactly like you. I was like, no, it's separate. I was like, obviously her potency is different and his potency, but then obviously all the shastras tell us like they're one. So obviously Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says they're one, or he's that form, the Chaitanya form is her bhav and Vishnu Tattva. So I can't remember how the conversation came about, but I will ask just for clarification, because I thought the same thing as you as well.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, we'll see this topic. It is a kind of we don't have clear reference, so we'll skip this part now. For now, we'll move on to the next thing. So otherwise, Radha Rani is the Hladini Sikti Rasmad. So that way we just keep for now.
Okay.
Yeah. And
okay. Is there any other questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. I was just wondering. It is mentioned here the superior nature and inferior nature, and about the 5 elements of this planet and our body. My question is, how about in upper planets? Is there any tinge of these 5 elements like air, fire, earth, and all these things? Nothing on these planets?
Like the heavenly planets?
Yes.
Like Brahmaloka and
other 6 lokas up there, 6-7 lokas.
Are there
is there a tinge of these 5 elements?
I don't know.
Because there is everything conscious, as you said, the land is conscious, trees are conscious. So is there air, is there water, fire, or there is nothing?
Hare Krishna Mataji. So there, this Bhumirapo Anulo Vayu Kam Mano Buddhirevacha Ahankariti me Bhinna Prakriti Rastara. This is the separated energy of the Krishna. So I shall share if it is okay, Mataji.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, please.
Okay, so this is our Golaka chat. So this is our universe. The universe is, I hope you are all seeing this screen. Universe is covered by earth layer, water, fire, air, ether, false ego, mahatattva. These are the outer coverings. And within this universe, and whenever this lotus stem is coming from the navel of the Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, this stem is made up of all these 5 elements, which are inside. And also yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chavacheshunu pravistani aprivistani tatateshu natveshvaham. So when Krishna, the Lord appears to Brahma, Brahma says, so like the elements, even though they are separate in the outer coverings, at the same time they are here as well. And they are in the bodies of all the living entities. And they are, at the same time, they are also separate, what we see at the water fire. So this is everything is of the material nature. And once we cross this universe, and this is Mahatattva also we are crossing. Once we go through, this is the Virja river or Karna ocean. It is a causal ocean. Causal, causal. And then once we cross, there is no more. And as soon as we go out of it, in the Virja river, there is no more material elements, no more bhumi anulo vayu kammano buddhirevacha. There are nothing. They will be, when we are crossing out of these layers, this earth layer, water layer, and we are completely free from the earth, completely free from water, free from fire, free from air, ether, false ego, and mahatattva. We are coming out of this universe as a pure souls, like pure souls are in the form of golden eggshells. So these are, whenever they have got some kind of desires to experience, then they are wrapped up by this Mahatattva. And then like We see here, for example, the egg is having the hard shell. Inside the yolk is yellowish, and on top of it, the whitish one on top of the shell. So likewise, this is a Jagadanda, universal eggshell. So it is covered with the 7 layers, Saptavadrihi. Because the Lord here, that's why this universe keep on expanding. Nabo dadati swasatam padam yenneya madadaha. So Nabo dadati swasatam padam yenneya madadaha. So this universe, the sky, it gives the space for all the living entities. Lokam tanute swadeham mahan saptabihi avrutatma. So something like that, because the Lord is here in the universal form, expanding. So that's why this universe keep on expanding, and it also gives the space for all living entities with the fear of the Lord. Nabo dadati swasatam padam yenneya madadaha. So this is mentioned here in the Bhagavatam. This is, once we cross out of this one, there are no more material elements. And everything there, yatra naishrayam nama vanam kama dugaihi drumaihi sarvattu sribihi vibhrajat kaivalyam eva muttimat. So they are in the pure spirit forms, no more elements. But it is very difficult to imagine as well. Sometimes even the great sages, they are also getting bewildered. And the similar kind of question Devhuti Mata asks Kapil Bhagavan. So if I think that I am a spirit soul, but I always like the smell and the object, for example, a flower and the smell, they cannot be separated. How can any smell exist without a flower? For example, if they are if the smell is coming from the flower. So the similar kind of question asks to Kapil Bhagavan. Kapil Bhagavan explains in such a way that if we take the wood means it is the hard form of the fire, but actually fire is the original thing. Wood is the covering form. When for example, if we take that arani is a wooden tool which is used to lit the fire during the sacrificial ceremonies. So that wooden tool, when the Brahmana who rotates that arani, within that the fire comes out. When he does very fast and fast and fast, then what happens that even the arani, the force of the fire comes from there, even arani also will be burnt into the ashes. And who is doing? A person is doing. And who is that? There is it is the life. We are the spirit soul. But the wood has been completely burnt to the ashes. No more wood. There is a wood, but there is no more wood now. So likewise, when we are living within this body as a spirit soul, which is completely pure spirit, no more material, and then which is covered by mind, intelligence, and ego. This is the subtle body. On top of this, the gross body. The devotional service, whatever we perform to Krishna, then automatically material body will be digested. That it is in everyone's experience that once he dies, that body will be burnt to the ashes. But we do not know about the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and ego. That one also will be absorbed by the devotional service, like the material body, like a gross body. Jarayati yasu yakosham nigirna manaloyata. So yakosham. Kosham is the subtle body. That one also will be digested. Then one will come out of the mind, intelligence, and ego, that which is the outer layers, ether, false ego, mahatattva, and then he will get his original form, the pure spiritual form, similar to Krishna in terms of quality. Okay, so there are no more material elements in the Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. That was really helpful and very informative. So just can I ask a question if you don't mind?
Yes, Mataji.
So in the spiritual world, do we already have a spiritual form that's there, or does it get manifested as we move up?
We have got spirit form now, and it is covered by these three material modes of nature, which is having on top of it the five gross. And then, so if we see in the 26th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam in the third canto, there Kapil Bhagwan explains in the Sankhya philosophy, all the 24 elements, they are wrapping this spirit soul. So yada rahitam bhutendriya gunasayehi swarupeena mayopetam pasyan swarajyam ruchyati swarupeena mayopetam this is it says Garbhodak Sai Vishnu says to Brahma, yada rahitam atmanam, and when we have to free from what is that? Bhutendriya gunasayehi, bhota indriya gunasayehi, free from the senses and the material modes of nature. Then Swarupena Maya Upetam, in your original form, you will come to me. Pastin Swarajyam Ruchyati, and you will see Swarajyam Ruchyati, you will enjoy along with me all the opulences. So these are the statements. We have got our spiritual form. Now we are here in this material world. We belong to the spiritual world. Apareya mitaswanyam prakritim vidhime param. Jivabhota mahabaho yayedam dharite jagat. So prakritim vidhime param. We belong to spiritual world. Param. We are, but Jivabhota mahabaho yaya idam dharite jagat. Now we have come to this material world and having these material bodies and experiencing these pains and pleasures. This is based on our desire. So now our form is covered here. So in the eternity of time, we belong to the spiritual nature. As soon as we come out of this body, through the devotional service, once we got the position, once we acquired the position through our devotional service, we go back to Vaikuntha planets. But if we stay back in the only Brahma Bhutaha Prasannatma Nasochiti Nakankshati, and without further devotional service, then we stay back in the Brahma Jyoti only. We cannot enter into the Vaikuntha planets, because we have not got a position, we have not got a citizenship in the country, citizenship in the planet. Then if I have got a relationship, for example, Lord Ramchandra as my master, and or my brother, some association or relationship, then we can enter into Ayodhya planet. And similarly, there are so many Vaikuntha planets. I need to have one relation with the Lord, then we enter into the planet. There we start. Ye nimitta nimittena dharmena aradayan harim. And then if you are very close, very intimate relationship with the Lord, then we become a swapashada grihi parisevitum vibhum swapashada agrehi. We become close associates. For example, Nanda, Sunanda, Prabala, Arhanadi. There's so many of these people names in the Vaikuntha. They are the Lord's close associates. We stay nearer to the Lord. That is the relationship.
So is our destination Vaikuntha planets or is it Goloka?
So this is Vaikuntha. There are so many innumerable Vaikuntha planets. Goloka is the top of all Vaikuntha planets. That is also Vaikuntha because of its nature. But its name is Goloka because there are Krishna is there and there are so many cows are there. Go means cows. Loka means the planet where all the cows, Krishna tends all these cows. Krishna is fond of all the cows, Surabhi cows. That's why it is called Goloka. It is also Vaikuntha.
And do we have to go to the Vaikuntha planets first to go to Goloka, or can we go to Goloka?
So here the chanting, if we see here in this chart, we are chanting here the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is taking us through crossing out of this universe and crossing this Virja river, entering into Brahma Jyoti and going through the Vaikuntha planets here. And then this line is going here and then going up, and then it is entering into the Goloka Vrindavan. So here it is entering where this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and taking us directly to lotus feet of the Lord. So it is entering here, near to the petals. Do you see, Mataji, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is taking us up to here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is how we reach to Krishna. So
Can
that
I
is
add something, Prabhu, if you are...
Yes, Mataji.
So what I understand from Mataji's question, again, I'm going to repeat, Mataji, like you mean whether our spiritual body, like Siddha Deha, is will be revealed or we have to attain it. Something you
Yeah.
are right?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
mean. Like, is it already there or is it something we attain?
Yes, it is already there.
Yes, it is already there. So as we practice, now it is covered with the material elements, the three modes of material nature. We are under the spell of three material nature. When we transcend, and we have to, that's what where the Raganuga Bhakti comes into platform, right? Like we started to develop a spontaneous loving relationship with Krishna. If we are able to identify in which bhava we belongs to, and if you serve in that bhava, then you can reach the Goloka Vrindavan and you can be associate with Krishna. That's what, in my understanding, I understand. So while doing our sadhana, we need to, you might be, or many of them might be inclined to a certain way of serving Krishna, right?
Yes.
So it can be in a Madhurya Ras or Vatsalya, whatever. So based on that, we are following the Rupanuga. If we are very strongly following the Rupanuga, then we have to take the footsteps of Vrajavasis. So in the Vrajavasis, we have a different bhavas, right? So in that different bhava, we might be belonging to anyone if you wanted to serve Krishna in particular way. Or else, like Hare Krishna mantra, it depends upon how you take the mantra and chant. Like some people might be inclined to Vaikunta also. So there's a possibility that it depends upon the mood what we are performing our devotional service. That's what I understand most of the time.
Yes,
And then some of the theories are also there, like our spiritual body will be given by, instructed by our own gurus. That's also some of the things are happening. So it is a kind of mixture, in my understanding, it's a kind of mixture, like sometimes the guru will reveal the thing, okay, you are going to serve in this Manjari Bhav, your color is, complexion is, you wear a blue color garments with stars and that, all those things, he will tell. Sometimes it, as we chant more and more and we can come to the platform that the Lord himself will awaken our spiritual body within ourselves. That's also there. Like our Srila Prabhupada has always suggested that, recommended that we can awaken our spirituality by spiritual relationship by chanting the holy name of the Lord. That's what we read in Nectar of Instructions and Devotion. So it's like that. Like there are different theories, but ours is like Prabhupada said, it is within the soul. Your spiritual body is within the soul. Once you get rid of your anarthas and slowly you develop the bhavas, it will be known to you.
Okay.
I don't know whether it answers
Thank you, Mataji. Just please bless us all that we can find out.
You might be knowing how you want to serve Krishna. I think you might be knowing by now. But you can also, you are always visiting Vrindavan and then you're, yeah. So yeah, could be any of that, like, it's all comes through practice. Sometimes we want to be, some devotees will be liking the Laddu Gopal more, and then they want to serve in Vatsalya Bhav. He's my child. Oh, I wanted to make him nice, sweet laddus and nice, sweet sandesh. Like that, they wanted to serve Krishna in that mood. So they obviously, they become the mother-like relationship with Krishna. When if you're in Madhurya Rasa, then we are more in the mode of manjaris and gopis, like we wanted to serve Krishna in his amorous pastimes with Radharani. So we will follow the instructions of Rupa Manjari, and because Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, he is serving as Rupa Manjari in the Goloka Vrindavan. So our Gaudiya and then the ISKCON Prabhupada has given as a Rupanuga Varga for us. Like, yeah. So I would say it also depends on your mood, because that's very, very important. Yeah. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will reveal as you chant more sincerely and very attentively and very devotionally, then it will be revealed to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't know if I answer your question or not, but I try to read these type of things many times and try to understand and then discuss with other devotees. So based on that, I'm trying to explain to you. It's a very, very deep subject, and I also do the same thing. Like when I chant, oh, how can I serve Krishna? What is my, I don't know whether it is I'm doing without practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, it's too much. I know that, but out of our control, it goes like that, There's nothing harm in it. Ultimately, we have to serve in some mood with Krishna. That's how we can develop relationship with Krishna. It's more of Raganuga type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Madam. Yes. So these points have been mentioned in the purport by Prabhupada here. This is one thing, one point, and then the top Prabhupada mentions about the Swarupa, the service attitude. This is one thing by declaring real spiritual form of the identity is eternal. So this is the Swarupa. Prabhupada explains, and then so here the real service in the Swarupa is present in the transcendental world in association with the Lord. Very same service can be practiced in devotion here. Love can be practiced in devotion here. So this is here we get a material body to practice here in this material world to develop the devotional service to the Lord, and then it will continue in the spiritual world.
And also it is mentioned in Nectar of Instruction, Prabhu, like we should take the footsteps of Vrajavasis and the Rupa Goswami, something like that, in order to develop certain type of relationship with Krishna.
Yes. Yes. That is true matter. That is bit advanced. But here in the context of the Swarupa, we have got material body here when we render service to Krishna in one particular mode, as you mentioned. We get the spiritual body, which can be continued in the spiritual world. But what kind of activities? Like go here Madhurya Rasa, up to the point of Madhurya Rasa or transcendental loving service reciprocated between lover and the beloved. So in that mode, we develop the spiritual body.
Hey, Hare Krishna. Are there any more questions? Thank you so much. Otherwise, we can do Nishingadev prayers. So, who can do Nishingadev prayers? Gaurangi Mataji, would you be kind enough? And let's see.
No, it's okay. We haven't done any service yet.
Sorry?
Who has not done any service yet, so can pick.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to. I can't see the participant list. I'm just going to look at it now. So, Asha Mataji and Gaurangi Mataji, would you be kind enough to do Nishingadev prayers? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. If Gaurangi Mataji needs, I can follow.
Okay. Sorry, did you say you're going to start? And
No, Gaurangi Mataji.
Gaurangi Mataji. Okay. Let me just put the prayers up. Gaurangi Mataji. Gaurangi Mataji. Okay.
No, the other devotee.
Yeah. Well, Prabhu, would you be kind enough to do it? So I'll share the screen. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, there is. Yes, please. Thank you. And Asha Mataji, if you follow. Thank you.
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्नमाम्यहं श्रीनरसिंह जय 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 श्रीनरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्ममुखपद्मभृङ्गम् नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
Namaste Narasingaya. Prakaladaladataini.
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
Hiranyakashipurvakshah.
शिलटङ्कानकालाय
Siladangana
इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
Ito Narasingho Parado Narasingho
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो
Yado Yado Yami Dado Narasingha
बहे नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
Bahir Narasingho Hirdaye Narasingho
नृसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
Narasimmamadim Sharanam Prabhate
तव करकमलवरेणकाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गम् दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Tavahara Kamalaverenakam Atuda Shringam Dalida Hiranyakashibu Tanubhrindam Keshavadrida Harirupa Jai Jagadis Hare Jai Jagadis Hare Jai Jagadis Hare
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadis Hare Jai Jagadis Hare Jai Jagadis Hare
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
Jaya Narashimha Dev Jaya Narashimha Dev Jaya Narashimha Dev
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
Jaya Prahlad, Jaya Prahlad, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya.
Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
जय जय श्री श्री नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की
Jai.
श्री भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की
Jai.
श्री प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
गौर प्रेमानंद
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Such beautifully sang and very, 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 very devotional. So with that, should we end? And I just want to wish everybody a happy Radha Ashtami for Wednesday. And I hope you all enjoy yourselves, and I hope and pray that the mercy of Srimati Radharani is always bestowed upon you all. So should we end? So Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ananta Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.